Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I'm making today's video to say that Bitcoin has been incredibly strong over the past week. I'm going to go ahead and point out some really important metrics to look for and some very important news that happened yesterday that also affects not only Bitcoin, but the entire crypto market, and then talk about the upcoming events for the economic calendar as well. So join me in today's video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and also to follow me on X. Bitcoin has been strong. The last 7 days, it's been up over 5%. Right now, we're currently sitting at neutral with the Fear and Greed Index, which this is incredibly important because if you take a look at the traditional indexes and the Fear and Greed Index for traditional equities, like I like to look at on CNN, they have this extreme fear reading right now. In fact, if you take a look at the timeline of this extreme fear, you can see here that traditional equities actually haven't been this fearful. The sentiment hasn't been this fearful since back in March. And then before that, back in October of last year, in which we saw a huge drawdown in traditional equities. And the reason why I want to bring this up, I want to kind of put this and juxtaposition it against what's going on in the crypto market right now. Bitcoin has been strong in a time in which the traditional equities have been weak. Now, this is something I've talked about before in the past, but it bears repeating that the fact is that one of the use cases for Bitcoin is that it is a digital gold, and it is not an equity or a commodity that should trade like a tech stock. And so we should see Bitcoin trading differently than traditional equities, especially with tech stocks. Now, that hasn't always been the case in the past, but we want to see that happen as in order to fulfill the use case that we've been talking about with Bitcoin being a digital gold and a store of value. All right. Some people also see it as a hedge against the dollar, okay? And it can't be a hedge against the dollar if it is being valued the same way that tech stocks are being valued at. So we have to see some sort of divergence, and we're actually starting to see that divergence right now over the past couple of weeks, okay? So Bitcoin has been strong, and the reason why Bitcoin has been strong is Bitcoin has had a fundamental transformation of the market cycle. Okay, so we previously, before coming into at about August, we saw just a nasty drop here. We saw huge liquidations from shorts and from longs, both during this huge fall here, and then also during this big green candle here later on in August. Now we're starting to see, after all the liquidity has been kind of flushed out of the market, and a lot of the gamblers and traders are out of the market and we're on the sidelines, now we can actually start to see organic growth and organic demand push the Bitcoin price up. So if we've seen over the past about a month and a half, we've seen the RSI go down from a bottom of about 19 on the daily to where we are right now, which is actually about 61. So we've seen over the last month and a half that buyers have been incredibly strong. They've pushed Bitcoin past these previous levels, and the level we mentioned before on the last video was here at 27,200. We saw Bitcoin push right through that level and then try and attempt to get above 28K. It did get above 28K for a little while, and then it was rejected, and now we can see it's holding that 27,300 level so far. And again, this is all positive. I like the way this is going. If you wanted to see a reversal, this is what a reversal looks like. You print more candles, and then you push above resistance, and then you print more candles on top of that. So that way you can show that the resistance levels have been fully conquered and confirmed, okay? Now, one of the reasons why we've seen such strong momentum in Bitcoin and crypto is because of what's been going on with the latest court appeal. Okay, so with the XRP case. So the SEC previously tried to appeal the loss in that Ripple case. They were denied by the appeals court, and so we saw XRP actually rally based on that situation. And not only is that positive for Bitcoin, but it's positive for altcoins as well, because now we're starting to see these companies fight against the SEC and the SEC's crusade to take down crypto. So this is good news for the entirety of the market. We've seen Bitcoin rally on that. We've seen XRP rally on that as well. And we've also seen the dollar index finally start to sputter out a little bit. So we've pointed out that the level of 107 was going to be incredibly strong resistance for the dollar index, and so far we've seen that play out. The dollar index has come up, it's hit its head on this level, and then now it's actually starting to back off a little bit. Now I don't know for sure if this means that the dollar index is finally topped, but it's something I'm looking for, and I'll be watching very closely. When the dollar index, when the strength of the dollar goes down, Bitcoin tends to go up, and vice versa. What you need to have is a weak dollar in order to get to a strong Bitcoin. So this is something I'm looking for, and I'll be paying close attention to. Now, I also want to go ahead and talk about what happened in the past couple of days, and especially right after I got done making that video on Sunday, we saw an explosion in the Bitcoin price, pushing past those levels I talked about before. If you go ahead and take a look at our futures, our futures market, we can see here that we had a significant liquidation event from shorts. So shorts got completely blasted. We had a short liquidation here of about $38 million, and that pushed Bitcoin's price even higher. And then we saw some longs pile in at that point, and they pushed the price even higher. Next, we saw kind of a sputtering of the longs. We saw the funding rate switch from the green to the red, so it switched from positive to negative, and the shorts started to pile in, and then the longs lost a lot of the momentum. And next, we've seen a significant number of long liquidations here as well. The price pushed down, and then we had longs pile back into the market, okay? So we've had this gradual seesaw of longs and shorts fighting it out in the futures market, trying to figure out where the Bitcoin price is going. Right now, we've seen mostly longs take over a dominant position, apart from, like, say, the last hour or so, which we've seen shorts appear here. The reason why I like talking about this is because it really gives us a good snapshot of what the sentiment's like with the traders. And so far, it looks like it's still very bullish from the trading side, especially if you zoom out here and go to the daily. We can see these are mostly green candles here. We have mostly more longs than shorts in the futures market. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the liquidation levels, okay? So I put out previously on the 29th of September the liquidation levels that I was looking at. And so I kind of I was able to snapshot this, and we were able to see here that about between 27,300 to about 27,500 was a significant liquidity level. And I said before in a previous video that this level right here is going to attract a lot of attention, and if we can get a push up to this level, we can see Bitcoin really take off. And so that's actually what happened. That's actually what happened over the past couple of days. Like I said, it pushed up all the way up to about 28,500, and we had huge liquidations happen after that point. Now, that being said, we're going to take a look at what the current liquidation heat map looks like. And you can see here that we still have a significant amount of this liquidity up here, from all the way from about 27,900 all the way up here to about 28,100. So this is a very small range of about $200. So if Bitcoin can push at all back into this range, we can see it actually push much higher and even conquer this whole area of liquidity here and push even past to about 28,500. I can seriously see a rally pushing it to those levels and consuming all of this short liquidity right here. Now, on the other side, we have the next major level of your long liquidity will be down here at about 27,400. And then below that, the biggest one here is about 27,300. Okay, so this is something I would be watching if I were you. If we go ahead and take a look at what the liquidations look like on the day for all of the crypto markets, we can see here on the 30th of September, we had $94 million worth of short liquidations, and then followed up by $24 million of the short liquidations and $88 million of the long liquidations on the 1st of October. Okay, so we've had significant events that move the price up and down, as we've seen over the past couple of days. Now, I also want to go ahead and talk about our miners reserve as well. So we have a relatively even miners reserve. So the number of Bitcoin in miners wallets right now hasn't really gone down. In fact, it's gone up over the last month. And it has continued to move up despite the fact that we've seen a rise in the Bitcoin price, which some would think would cause miners to sell as soon as it got to a certain point. However, that hasn't been the case, and miners haven't been selling. They've mostly stayed even this whole time. But those that have been selling, if we take a look at the spent output profit ratio, which gives us an idea of the profitability of these sellers, we can see here that we're above 1. So sellers lately have been selling in profit. And that's not a big surprise because a lot of people, including myself, were buying down at about 25K, 26K. And as soon as the price shot up to about 28, we started to see these sellers go into major profit. Okay, so that's something that we always like to see. We like to see sellers in profit and not in loss when they're basically trying to just get out as fast as possible, no matter what the price is, panic selling and taking a loss as a result. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the economic reports, okay, for this week. And we've gone through a few of them already, but I think the most important ones we have coming up here, jobless claims on the 5th of October, tomorrow, and then Friday, the unemployment report and the unemployment rate, okay? So again, we want to see a healthy employment level. We want to see a healthy employment report, hopefully one that comes in around estimates, because right now, if it comes in too high, that could have a detrimental effect to the markets, because people are going to think that Jerome Powell and the Fed are going to be hawkish. Personally, I'm not buying into any of that BS. And right now, I just want to see a strong economy and a low unemployment rate. Okay, we're going to try to avoid as much as possible a recession. All right, so that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this. And do you guys think that the XRP ruling really was revolutionary? Because I think this is very important here. And the fact that the SEC's motion to appeal basically got thrown out. Okay, do you guys think this is important? Have you been buying Bitcoin? Have you been selling? Definitely leave a comment below. And I will catch you guys in the next video.